Alright guys, I'm back to get you updated on what I've accomplished this week. I spent very little time mapping the game. 90% of my time this week has been spent entering information into the database. So if I come up here to Tools and go to Database, I can show you some of the work I've accomplished this week. Starting down here at skill number 81, I've entered in the names of all the skills that will be used in this game. I used the online wiki to retrieve most of this information. So if you helped out with that wiki page, thank you very much. You're making this project happen, or helping with it anyways. The music in the background is by the guy in charge of the music direction. And if you get a chance to check out his site, please do. His music is going to make this game just uh, blow you away. So here are the items I've entered. Every item that is in the game will be represented here. They will not all work identical as to how the game had them set up, but they will work in a similar fashion so that the feel of the game is not disturbed too much. So I'm going to take some liberties with how I implement the systems, but everything will feel right. So you just got to trust me on this. So you can see, I mean, just a ton of items. Weapons. Every single weapon is in here. Everything isn't set up. All their properties are not set yet, but getting the information entered into the database was a huge undertaking. It's just very time consuming, making sure that everything is, well, let's switch to this 4K extract, which is really awesome. But yeah, entering the weapons and the armor, especially the armor, let's take a look at this. Those first ones were just in here by default. These empty slots are going to be used for your second-hand weapon, which I have not entered those in yet. That'll be getting done this week. But all the armor has been entered into the game, so you'll be able to find whatever set you're looking for. You'll be able to find. Hopefully, I'm going to include sprite set changes for the main character. I'm not sure how many I'm going to include, but if there's one you really want, and it's not in the final release, it's because you didn't send me a sprite set of the suit that you want. So if you send me one, I promise to include it in the final release. All the enemies are in here. The battle order graphics right here will not match the names over here. It doesn't matter because this battle order graphic will not appear in the game unless I want it to. So I may set these for myself to help with mapping, but they will not. You shouldn't be concerned over these pictures not matching the names because it doesn't matter at all. But all the names over here are all the enemies and bosses in the game, and they all will have item drop that happen a certain percentage of the time. Okay, that's enough for, well, here's common events I'm working on, global events used within the game. Just a lot of figuring how the systems work and implementing them. So we're going to start the game now. Okay, here we are starting a new game. You're, of course, going to choose a starting gift, and you will choose most likely a class. There may be different sprite sets for classes or sprite sets for armor. I think I touched on that earlier. So let's see here. The person I'm circling is just for testing. She will give me some equipment that I will need to show you how some of the mechanics in the game work. First thing I shall do is equip a weapon and show you that weapons can have animations, and they will. They will have an animation appropriate for the type of weapon that they are. Obviously, this is a sword animation, not a dagger. That will be fixed. I'm just showing you that it does work. It's relatively simple to set up. The only thing I need is more resources, so I spent a lot of time collecting resources for the different items and weapons in the game. That spear you see laying on the ground is actually an item drop. Every item has a certain percentage chance that it will drop. Certain enemies give you certain items, just like in the game. That icon is not the final icon that will be used. It is just a placeholder for now. Let's see what's next. I will show you that we can equip the short bow, and if you have arrows, you can go to your hotkeys, pick a slot up top. I'm going to pick position 1 and equip standard arrows. I will hit number 1 and put standard arrows up top. And now, when I go to attack, you will use those arrows and shoot them at the enemy. It has a range of 5, so you can attack from that mist. There you go. And he dropped an item as well. I believe that those are broken straight swords, which they are. And like I said, those icons will be changed. It's just a matter of getting it done. So we'll come here, replenish our health, and I will show you how magic works. Magic will work exactly well, for the most part, it's going to work similar to the way it does in the source material, being that to cast pyromancy, you need a pyromancy flame. To cast magic, you're going to need a catalyst, or sorcery spells, you need a catalyst, and for faith-based spells, you need a talisman. So right now I'm going to show you that I do not have the skill Fireball on me. My character has learned it already. So that is a requirement. You have to have already learned the spell to be able to use it. The reason why it's not listed is I have an event that will erase it unless the Pyromancy Flame is equipped. So it's going to be the same for all the spells. If you don't have the right equipment equipped, you'll not be able to use the spell. And so you can see there that the spell is backed because he has Pyromancy Flame equipped. He uses 120 attunement points, which will give him approximately 8 casts of the spell right now. Attunement points is most likely how I'm going to tackle attunement in this game. It should work very similar, and so I equipped it Fireball to slot 2, and I will cast it now. Fireball will have a range, and you'll be able to select which enemy you want to attack with it. And so item drop is set to 100%, so we dropped an item. Just what I expected would happen. And I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I know things still look very rough, but this is just the very beginnings of the game. I'm getting most of the hard, tedious stuff out of the way right now, and once I get to the mapping and setting the sprites, the rest of it's going to come together fairly quickly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support.